Here we have the barbell back squat. This involves a rack. The rack has configurable catcher arms, which need to be set to a height which are just high enough that the bar does not hit the catcher arms in each rep, but is also high enough that if you need to bail out, like if you lack the strength to hit that last rep, that you can safely exit the squat without the bar crushing you. The hooks need to be set to a height which is just below the midpoint of your shoulder, and that allows you to just walk the bar in at the end of each rep without having to come up onto tiptoes to try and get the bar onto the hooks, which may be quite difficult to do when you're fatigued from a set of back squats. The intensity of the workout is simply controlled by adjusting the number of plates on each side of the bar, and ultimately there should be a pair of clips attached at this point to the bar, but these are optional for this exercise. So to set up, we just need to get our head under the bar, in the middle of the bar, and you want each hand roughly where there's a line, generally a marker on each side of the bar, and you want to get your shoulders equidistant with the grips that you can see. So there's a smooth part of the bar in the middle, and then there are the beginnings of the grips on either side. You want the same distance so that you have a nice even load on both sides. So standing up, walk it out from the hooks. Now feet should be just beyond shoulder width apart, probably sitting at around about 30 degrees. Your hands need to be quite wide. Now, before we start the eccentric phase of the lift, we're going to pull the bar into your shoulders. We're going to activate the lats. The lats are going to be directly involved in bracing your thoracic spine. They're part of your brace. Your lower core needs to be sucked in and activated. Your entire torso needs to be a rigid, solid piece. And then we can just start the eccentric phase. So going down, back up. So all the way down to 90 degrees. Anything less than 90 degrees is not a squat. So all the way down and back up. So we'll test out the height of the arms. So I'm going to come down, and there we go. So this is what a failed rep would look like. We can see that it's safe. We can get out. There's no risk of injury. We can roll out from underneath that. So I'll set up again for another set, and we'll demonstrate what the incorrect form can actually look like. One of the common things you see with back squats is a thing called butt wink. Now, butt wink essentially happens because the lower core is not braced, the thoracic spine is pointing out forward, and this is setting up the pelvis to become much like where you have it with the deadlift, an anterior pelvic tilt. This is going to affect the squat form. It's also going to artificially shorten the hamstrings, which is going to affect your ability to get depth. So you want to start by, here we go, demonstrating the incorrect form. We can see as we get to the bottom and pause, what's happening is the pelvis is tilted out like a deadlift. The weight is now forward. The angle is tilted forward, and on the way up, this comes up first, and then there's a zigzag to bring it up. So we're losing power. We are losing our ability to lift a heavier weight purely by having the wrong activation pattern. And that can be prevented right from the beginning of the squat by bracing correctly, pulling the rib cage down so that the spine stays neutral throughout the lift, and that the lower core stays activated, sucked in, the TVA is activated, the RA is on, and one solid brace on the way down. Easy.